Fucking finally! Before we get to today's video, I want to take a moment to talk about Patreon. That's right, we are on Patreon now, and we have a bunch of tiers with a bunch of great rewards. You can subscribe and get things like early access to all reactions, depending on your tier, depends on which reactions you get early access to. You can vote on polls exclusive to patrons that will help determine future reaction series and more. You will get to just have various choices in terms of like getting to choose future reactions I react to, getting to choose first impressions I check out, all kinds of different rewards, and possibly more coming in the future. We're still new at this. We're still figuring things out. It's a process. It's a process. But we have multiple tiers, so whatever you would be able to donate, if you're able and willing to donate, is appreciated. It helps me out, it helps the channel out, it helps us grow. It's going to help just, standardly. It's just something new to check out. Plus, if you like getting the reactions early, that's also a plus. But it is optional. If you're unable to do it, that's completely fine. All reactions will come to YouTube just a little bit later, a week later or so. So, that all being said, thank you as always so much, and let's get on with today's video. And with that being said, hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to Helluva Shorts 11, Barbie's Bad Day, and this is what I've been waiting for. Not because Barbie specifically, honestly I could take or leave Barbie, but I've talked about this, I think pretty much every time a short is released. I've been complaining and bitching about how these shorts have kind of strayed away from what I feel they should be used for. And mind you, this is my opinion. This is just what I would like to see with these shorts. And that is characters. Developing characters who, for one reason or another, aren't able to get that development through the series proper, just due to not having enough time or not being super important characters, and would benefit from having a short about them. The very first short that we ever got did this by developing Sally Mae, giving us her relationship with Millie and showing a lot more of her depth and character. And it was great. It was fantastic. It's still the best short, not counting this one yet, because I have no idea how good this one's going to be. But the best short so far for the first 10. Because it developed stuff. And almost every other short has been nothing. It's been a random mission that has no relevance or anything to it. Hell, the last short, there's even question of if that's even canon, because it was released on April Fool's Day, and some people are saying that it's not even canon because of that, though I have seen no actual evidence saying whether or not it's canon, and I think that's intentional. I think it was specifically made to be questioned in that regard, so I don't know if Vivzy or anyone will ever actually confirm or deny it. But the point is that pretty much all of these shorts have been just focusing entirely on the comedy and these missions that have no relevance to anything and don't actually add anything to the series. And that's always been my biggest issue. Because these shorts are absolutely the perfect place to develop these characters, these side characters or background characters. Why have we not gotten that since the first one? And there's been some other shorts that have been, good or enjoyable at least. But they still really haven't developed characters in ways that matter and in ways that do anything. And now we're finally getting this one. This one actually debuted at Level Up Expo yesterday. as of when this is being recorded and everything. Obviously, those of you seeing this on YouTube are seeing this a week later. But yeah, this, as of when I'm recording this Saturday, so when it came out to YouTube. And I did obviously hear about this because it's like it was everywhere. And it's one of those things that I just unfortunately wasn't able to avoid. Most of the time I can avoid the spoilers for these shorts, like some of the time I don't even know they're coming. Um but for this one, again, maybe because of the Level Up Expo aspect, it was everywhere. And I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything besides the title and the fact that it's about Barbie Wire, Blitz's sister. That's all I know. I don't know anything about the content. And so luckily I have avoided all spoilers for that, despite, this coming out a day ago as of when I'm recording, which is surprising because I feel like I was in danger of seeing a lot on Twitter, especially from people who were at Level Up Expo, because you know how people are. They will always record shit, even if they're not supposed to. But surprisingly, I just haven't heard anything. Now, I did hear some other big news that I want to talk about. First off, Has Been Hotel, going to the other side of the Helluverse, has been renewed for Season 5. We already had the Seasons 3 and 4 renewal in the past. But Season 5 has been officially confirmed, and it has been confirmed that it will also be the final season. So Has Been Hotel is confirmed to have 5 seasons, no more. And I think that's smart. I think 5 seasons is a good number. Because you don't want to have too many seasons, because very few shows can make that work. There have been some shows that have worked well with more seasons, but for the most part, it just starts to lose itself the longer you go. But I think 5 seasons also allows for enough time to specifically like wrap everything up, because there's so many plot points, there's so many characters, there's more characters we haven't even been introduced to yet. I think 5 seasons is the right amount. I think 4 seasons might have been possible, but would have been pushing it. I think 5 seasons is the right amount. But we also got news on Helluva Boss. We now know that Season 3 for Helluva Boss will be starting this year, which we already kind of knew, but it's good to have full confirmation. But it will be split into 2 parts, which is actually more of a surprise. Because I believe the original idea was to release it all in one go. I think that's what VivziePop wanted. Because of how, seasons 1 and 2 had, like, the kind of hectic release schedules. But I guess because of all the fans, like, really begging and wanting it, Vivzie and the team at Spindlehorse decided to split it up into 2 halves. The first half will release this fall. We don't have an exact date, but sometime this fall. Which doesn't say too much yet, but I'm sure we'll get more info down the line. And the second half will come next year. They didn't, specify even a season, but it's probably going to be the spring, I would wager. That would be my guess. Maybe the summer. Maybe, June. But I don't think it's going to be past June. But, yeah, we now know the release windows for parts 1 and 2 of Season 3 for Helluva Boss. There was also a trailer for it, but I didn't watch that, and I won't watch that because spoilers. So do not spoil anything from the trailer. If you've seen the trailer for Season 3 of Helluva Boss, do not spoil anything for that. I do not want to know anything. But I'm excited that we have some kind of information, and I'm sure we'll probably get more shorts leading up to that after this one. So we'll definitely have more to go with. But yeah, I'm very excited nonetheless. And I'm hoping that that things continue to look up for Spindlehorse and all of that. There's also that Homestuck series that's going to be coming at some point in the future. They announced they're doing a mini series for Zoophobia, which was an old pilot that VivziePop put out. Um, I think before Has Been Hotel. I think, but I'm not confident in that. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I'll check out this miniseries. It might surprise me. I mean, I didn't like the original pilot for Helluva Boss, so it's very possible. It is very possible that I might end up liking it. Um, and obviously, I will be reacting to that when that comes out. But yeah, just wanted to talk about all of this here because honestly, where else would I talk about it? But I am excited to get to this short. Like I said before, Barbie Wire isn't like my favorite character. I'm just kind of like on her. I don't hate her or anything. There are some people who do hate her because of the way she acted towards Blitz, which I think is dumb. It's reasonable the way she acted towards Blitz. And then there's some people who just love the shit out of her and ship her with Verosika, despite the two never having met. And it's like, what? But it's like, I'm just kind of lukewarm on her. Maybe this short will change my mind. It might make me like her a lot more, might make me like her less. I don't know. The fact that it's called Barbie's Bad Day, though, I just assume that she's going to have a bad day. Things are probably going to go wrong for her. And considering the kind of shit we left off with her before, I have a feeling this might lead into stuff in the future. Unlike a lot of these shorts, which, let's be honest, aren't going to matter for the most part, I do feel like this one might be relevant. Because I do feel like Blitz and Barbie will have a lot more to, like, say and do in terms of interactions in Season 3 and or beyond. So, I think we should just get into this and see what this short has in store for us and hope for the best. Again, at least it's a short that's going to expand upon stuff, so that's always a positive. But let's check it out, see what we have in store. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. Welcome to the Afterthoughts, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So just right off the bat, before anything else, this is not as good as the first short. I just want to make that very clear. I don't want to, like, bury the lead with that. This is not as good as the first short, which was Hell's Bells with Millie and Sally Mae. That one was better. There was more of an emotional pull to it, and there was a better actual, like, full development cycle within it. This episode, or this short, was really good, and I would say it's probably the second best of the shorts. I'm not gonna like lie about that, but I just personally don't think it was as good because it didn't really develop much. It more revealed, which is fine, which is great. But the development is more set up here. It's setting up for development that's going to happen in the future. And it's a very strong setup. But the development hasn't happened yet, and so that's why I gotta kind of put it under Hell's Bells. But talking about this, it's just as the title implies. Barbie has a bad day. She loses her job, her phone gets fucked up by a roaming waterfall. That's a thing. There's a delay with the train elevator thing, whatever the fuck. I don't even know anymore. And on top of that, she has a fight with her girlfriend. over just the fact that she lost her job and everything. Not to mention the fact that her girlfriend, who I guess is Kendra, found a bag of drugs in the back of the cupboard, which I guess, according to Barbie at least, is old. Something like she had from before and just, I guess, never got rid of or never found or whatever. But we saw that she didn't take them. She dumped the drugs out and got those two enemies to lovers dudes high. So that was a thing. But yeah, this short was more like just a consistent set of failures for Barbie that is setting up for the future of her and Blitz like coming head to head again, and a possible like reconnection and just reevaluation of their relationship. Or possibly even like getting worse before it gets better, because I could absolutely see that happening too, like Barb having a full blowout at Blitz, because she's already stated back in the camp episode where she debuted that she blames Blitz for all of the bad shit that's been going down in her life. Everything that's happened is, in her eyes, Blitz's fault, and honestly, it kind of is. We know that. We know that Blitz has caused all these problems, and it really started with the circus. With him accidentally, mind you, setting fire to the circus, which caused the death of their mother, caused Fizzarali to be horrifically disfigured, and, just basically ended the entire circus's run. It changed everything, and it did hurt both Fizzarali and Barbie's lives greatly. Barbie, as we see, has kind of spiraled into this really constant set of like drug cycles and job issues, and even like, having to get all kinds of help to deal with a lot of these. And it's fucked her up to the point where she's even like cutting these deals with like humans and getting humans killed and shit. And it sucks. And then Fizz, meanwhile, things started off poorly, but when he met Asmodeus, the two fell in love, and it's actually worked out really well for him, to the point where Fizz has forgiven Blitz now. And they've actually become like good friends again. And I mean, they're not like hanging out constantly or anything, but they're definitely friends again. And it shows how different two different people can respond to even the same tragedy. Because Barbie and Fizzarali's trauma comes from the same moment. But they also had two very different things happen to them. Barbie lost her mother and was obviously very traumatized by this. And it caused this downward spiral in her more than likely mental health and emotional state to cause her to end up turning out the way she has. And she's never forgiven Blitz because he's the one who started it. And they've probably had times where they've tried to reconnect, and Blitz has fucked it up again and again, because that's how Blitz has been up until, like, more recently. And then you have Fizz, who basically, like, became arch enemies to Blitz because of how bad his life was fucked up. But then when he found out the truth that it was an accident, and found out that Blitz tried to reach out to him, but was stopped from doing so, they reconnected and were able to work together and fight off common enemies and end up reconnecting. It's two very different scenarios, and both of them face different things. Fizzarali, again, got horribly disfigured. Horrifically disfigured. And Barbie's damage is mental and emotional. But both are completely valid, and both have had different responses to how it's affected them.
Fizzarali became famous and wealthy. He entered a long-standing relationship with literally one of the seven deadly sins and was super well off because of it, even if his mental health wasn't always the best. But he's been able to work through that thanks to the likes of Blitz and Asmodeus. Barbie, again, her issues are all mental and emotional, but it's affected her in a much different way. She hasn't been able to keep a job. She's turned to drugs. She's had to enter rehab. And her relationship with Blitz has gotten more hostile over time, to the point where she hates him, like actively and genuinely. And he's tried to reconnect with her because he adores her still. It's very clear he loves the shit out of her. But it's also very clear that she's not willing to give him another chance because he's wasted all of them. And I love that parallel that you can draw between these two characters. Because this short shows how different their lives are. And Barbie, like, she tries to make the best of things as best she can. Whether just a really good sandwich that she loves, or, a partner who she dedicates everything to and tries to be her best for. Like, she is genuinely off of drugs, at least demon drugs. And is genuinely trying to get better. But it's hard for her because of, again, all of the traumas she has, and she keeps slipping back into old ways, and, other issues pop up. And so it's like, it shows that she's just never been able to recover from that. And that's perfectly valid. Even if she didn't have the same physical injuries that Fizzarali had, her injuries still caused her problems. And I think a short like this is important because it shows that mental and emotional trauma is just as damaging as physical trauma, just in a different way. A lot of people, for some reason, still don't understand that. Mental health is not taken as seriously as it needs to be by so many people out there. And so, like, even just a short like this that tackles that, even if it's not like spelling it out for you, it's like, it's very clear what this short is telling you about her state. And I love that. I think that's extremely important. As someone who has mental health struggles, as someone who has to deal with trauma from my past, as someone who has to, basically force myself to get through a lot of days. It's difficult and it's damaging, and I don't think I'll ever be okay again. And that's what a lot of people go through. It's like a lot of people never truly get better because it's just a permanent scar on their mental health. And instead of trying to get better, we have to basically live with it. And there's going to be good days and bad days. And I do my best to make sure that you guys never know what the bad days are. Believe me, there are some times where I'll be reacting to something and I will be in the worst mood possible. But I will do my best to make sure that I'm entertaining, I'm laughing, I'm enjoying whatever I'm reacting to as best I can. Because I don't want my mental health to affect your guys' enjoyment of these reactions. I don't want to let that out. And even then, there's some days I can't record. There have been days, there was just a day recently this past week where I actually had to say, I'm not recording today. I'm going to go back into my room and lay down because I was not in a good place. And again, last week, as of when I'm recording this, keep in mind for those watching on YouTube, you are seeing this a week later. This past week as of when this came out, keep in mind. But yeah, it's hard. And I hope that I've been doing a good job keeping things, light on the channel. But if anything does ever peek through, I just want you to know that doing this helps me. It does. Because you guys being entertained by my videos, getting to discuss things either in the comments or over on Discord, it's like that means a lot to me, because it's like it allows me to escape in a way. And some people are like, oh, but if this is escapism for you, then why do you like it when these shows go into real topics like this? Wouldn't you like it better if it avoided real topics like politics and mental health and stuff? And it's like, not necessarily. Why do you think these things show up in these shows? Because the writers, the creators, the people working on it have gone through it. Or at least know someone else who has. They put this stuff into these shows because it's real. And that helps a lot more than you can understand. If you've never experienced this kind of thing, it matters so much to know that other people are going through. And logically, other people are going through all of this. But to actually be like shown evidence through something as silly as a little animated short on YouTube, it means something. Because they took something that may have happened to them, or again, someone they loved, and they made something creative out of that. They made something beautiful. That's passion. That's power. That's fucking beautiful. And that's why I put so much effort into this. That's why I record oftentimes more than I can handle. Because that's what this is for me. This channel, the gaming channel, just YouTube in general, it's my creative outlet. I'm not the best artist. I can't do all this animation stuff, but I can do something. I can still create. Even if it's just me sitting in front of a screen reacting to something. It's my way of throwing my own emotions, my own feelings, my own pain, and my happiness into the world to express that you are not alone. To make sure you know that there is someone else out there who has gone through this stuff. This is why this is why I'm not afraid to cry in reactions. Why I'm not afraid to have full breakdowns. Why I'm not afraid to get angry and even like aggressively angry. Doesn't happen super often, but it definitely happens. I am like almost excited to be able to show any and every emotion to every degree that I possibly can, because I'm being open and honest with all of you and letting my true feelings out. That's why I always say, like, even if it's a really hard movie to get through, or a really hard series, or whatever else, I'm willing to check anything out. I'm willing to react to anything. And yes, there's been a couple things that I have not been able to continue reacting to after a certain point because it became too much for my mental health. But I'm willing to give anything a try, and even if it fucks me up. There's so many movies I've reacted to that have fucked me up. A lot of them because of Venom. Yes, I'm calling you out again, Venom. You are the most consistent donator on this channel. Most of the movie reactions on this channel have been through you, so let's just be honest here. And the thing is, I'm not saying that as a bad thing, though. Thank you. for donating for those movies, for making me feel, for making me express pain and anger and discomfort and all these feelings. Because it allows me to be honest and showcase who I am with all of you. So that you know that it's okay to do so as well. So, yeah, sorry if these these afterthoughts talking about a silly colorful animated short on YouTube got very real there, but that's the beauty of something like this. That's the beauty of shows like this that can go into that kind of content. And so I hope that even just this rant and rambling about this kind of stuff could help you in some way. I hope that you get something from this and from everything I react to and all my reactions themselves. And I hope that you continue to get something out of it. Thank you so much for continuing to support the channel. Whether you're supporting on Patreon, whether you're just watching as videos come out on YouTube, thank you for continuing to support through your comments, through your viewership, and for those who are able to, provide a little something extra through the Patreon or through single donations on the PayPal. Thank you for that as well. And I will continue to do this forever if I can, because you guys make it worth it. I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. Have a good day.